Content marketing is possibly the most crucial element of any marketing strategy. It's your time to shine, your opportunity to put your best foot forward to attract and convert prospects into customers without having to sell to them. But as today's customers don't decide to buy from you based on what you sell, but rather why they should buy from you, creating content that is engaging and entertaining should be the driving force behind your content marketing strategy. Now, I know I just told you that content marketing isn't about selling to prospects, but what if I told you that turning your content into stories might actually enable you to sell? Enter the art of storytelling. Hi guys, it's Jack here from Neighbourhood, where we help brands find, sell, and keep their people. It's not a revelation when I say everyone loves a great story. It's a fact. But the beauty of storytelling is so much more than just telling stories. In the world of content marketing, stories are the perfect way to humanize your brand, as they're the beating heart of inbound marketing as a whole. They are what people remember. Stories give us a reason to communicate and relate. They are stimulating and give us something to believe in. Utilizing storytelling in your inbound marketing provides the opportunity to portray the customer as the hero. Storytelling is not a process, method, or technique. It's an art. And just like art, it requires creativity, vision, skill, and practice. When stories are told well, they can change your behavior, your opinions, even your life. So as valuable as storytelling is, it isn't something you can grasp in one sitting. So let's break it down. Before writing any story, it's important to know that there are 3 components that make up a good story, regardless of what you're trying to tell. Characters. Every story features at least one character, but the main character is the key component in relating your audience back to the story. The main character is the bridge between you, the storyteller, and the audience. The goal is for the audience to put themselves in the character's shoes, and if they do, they'll be more likely to follow through with your call to action. Conflict. The conflict is the lesson of how the character overcomes a challenge. Conflict in stories elicits emotions that connects the audience on a personal level through relatable experiences. The power lies in what you're conveying and teaching. If there's no conflict, it's likely not a good story. Resolution. Every good story has an ending, but it doesn't always have to be happily ever after. Your story's resolution should wrap up the story and provide context around the characters and conflict, and leave your audience with a call to action. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to hit that bell so you stay up to date with all of our latest videos delivered every week to your inbox. Now that you know the essence needed for your story, let's talk about how to craft one. Tip 1, know your audience. Before putting pen to paper or fingers to a keyboard, do some research on your target market and define your buyer personas if you haven't already. In order to create a compelling story, you need to understand who your audience is and who will respond and take action. This will provide you crucial direction for the next few steps as you build out the foundation of your story. Define your core message. Like every story, it should have a core message before moving forward. When planning content, create stories that relate to your content pillars, so your stories align with your content strategy. To help define this, try and summarize your story in 6 to 10 words. Decide what kind of story you're telling. Not all stories are created equal or the same. When it comes to determining what kind of story you're telling, figure out how you want your audience to feel or react as they read. This will help you determine how to weave your story with the objective you're pursuing. If your objective is to tell people about yourself, tell a story that features genuine, humanizing struggles, failures, and wins. Today's consumers connect with brands that market authenticity, and storytelling is no exception. Incite action. Your story should describe how a successful action was completed in the past and explain how readers might be able to implement the same kind of change. But remember to avoid excessive or exaggerated details, so your audience can focus on the action that your story encourages, or impart knowledge or educate. Tell a story that features a trial and error experience, so readers can learn about a problem and how a solution was discovered and applied. Discuss other alternative solutions too. Number 4, establish your call to action. Very similar to your objective, CTAs direct the consumers to the exact action you'd like your audience to take after reading or interacting with your content. What exactly do you want your readers to do? Donate money, subscribe to a newsletter, or buy a product? Outline this alongside your objective to make sure they line up. Number 5, choose your story medium. Stories can take many shapes and forms, offering you a wide range of content that is appropriate to your objectives and content pillars. Some stories are read, some are watched, and others are listened to. Choosing your story medium depends on your type of story. Here are some of the different ways that you can tell your story. Written stories can often be told through articles, blog posts, or books, These are mostly text and may include some images. Written stories are by far the most affordable and attainable method of storytelling, as it's free or very low cost. A spoken story is told in person, such as a presentation, pitch, or panel. Think TED Talks. A digital story is told through a variety of media, such as video, animation, or interactive stories. This option is most effective for emotionally resonating stories as well as active visual stories, and is why it's also the most expensive. Tip 6. Share your story. Now that you've perfected the art of storytelling, it's time to promote it. Depending on the chosen medium of your story, you should definitely look at sharing it on social media and email. The more places you share your story, the more engagement you can expect from your audience. As mentioned before, storytelling is an art, a beautiful, time-consuming but worth mastering art for both your business and your customers. Stories bring people together and inspire action and response. Besides, today's customers don't decide to buy because you're selling, but rather why you're selling it. It takes the objectives from your content marketing strategy and turns them into a creative and engaging way to interact and communicate with your audience. If you found this video helpful, then feel free to share it with someone you know that needs a hand with their content marketing. Be sure to check out the link in the description to our one-stop shop content pillar page, where you'll get a full rundown of everything content marketing. Or you could subscribe to our blog, where you'll find a bunch more tools, tips, and templates to help you find, sell, and keep your people, just like Neighbourhood does. So that's it from me. Happy marketing.